Hello, 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 and welcome back to the Stanley Parable. This time we're going to be doing the Ultra Deluxe part of the Ultra Deluxe version, and we're going to look for all of the DLC stuff. Yeah, as I say, I've seen the first 10 minutes of this.
Already this was uncomfortable.
Or 5 minutes,
and
I don't know.
Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
I can't remember how we get to the DLC. Okay, cool. Well, there we go.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Exciting! It's new content time, baby. Oof. The end is never the end is never the... It's never as long as I want the loading screen to be. You know? So we're on rails.
And thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
So, this one, from what I've seen, it's going to be extraordinarily self-aware. Like, in comparison to the main game, like, it references itself, like, over and over and over again, and it is very funny from what I've seen. And I really hope they just go, like, all in on it and just make it, like, ridiculous.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Yeah. Wow.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Ooh. Bring it on.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Come on. Ha! Whoa.
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
This is like high budget. Okay. We are breaking boundaries here. We've got an X to jump button and we have no legs. Okay. So in the video that I watched of this, the person used all of their jumps. Now, I'm wondering if we, like, keep up... Oh, we can only jump in the circle. Oh, so maybe to get the gag, we should just use all of the jumps. Okay. So yeah, this could take a moment. So how are your days going? Yeah? Good. Good. Oh, I'm glad. Well, it's been nice talking to you. You bastards. You. So wait, is there... I'm sure there was a line of dialogue or something off of this. When you use all the jumps.
Is that it?
Oh, there we go.
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
On to the next exciting piece of new content.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
You know nothing.
Just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yeah. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game? And we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
Yeah.
What do you say, friend?
I mean, I'd quite like to still be able to jump, but yeah. Okay, and I don't know why I'm acting shocked. I've actually seen this before, but I haven't seen much more than this, though. I'll let you know when I,
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
And we're going up here. I can't remember which way the person I was watching went.
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
Let's do it. Okay, I think... Wait, are we... Oh man, I can't remember. No, that just leads us to the choice. Okay. So we do want to go back and we want to go through the vent, I think. We're doing it.
Oh, never mind. You're not a dork.
Whoop. The end is never the end is never the end and never blah 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 blah. Okay.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me
Yeah,
thinking
it was
about
bad,
the past
huh?
and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be.
Yeah.
So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
This looks like oh god, what's it called? What is that game called? The rhythm shooter. Is it BPM? Where you have to you go through procedurally generated kind of dungeons, shooting guns at demons, Doom style. But it's to the beat of music. This reminds me of that. But yeah.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
So cool.
You see, Stanley,
Okay.
doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was
Aw.
before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Time. Indoors Monthly. Shapes. Graphs. National Geographic. And Cargo. Stanley Parable Collector's Edition. Cool. Audience Award at the Indie Games Festival. It's it's an award given to The Last of Us, but had Stanley Parable taped over it. Oh, by the way, I've not seen anything past this point, so reactions are genuine. I saw up to like where this building kind of entrance was, and then I was like, you know what, I want to buy this game. So, okay. Our first kiss, my first car, the release of the Stanley Parable in 2013. 2013. Buy on pressurized gas? What? It's a Steam parody because it's pressurized gas. Awesome. Okay, cool. That took me a second. I don't because I've never really used Steam, so like the interface doesn't look familiar or anything. Well, maybe that's not Steam's interface in any way, shape, or form. I'm not really too sure. Good times. Oh man, that is good times right there. Got the museum there, the doors, that table, which I actually don't remember, which is making me wonder if we did indeed get all of the endings. But memory lane, a dollar bill for some reason. The music of Stanley Parable. Can you imagine friggin' listening to that friggin' Adventure Line song on CD? Smile because it happened. Demonstration. Don't play. I mean, I heard about this. It's an actual achievement, right? Like, if you don't play the game for 5 years and then you boot it up again, you get an achievement. That's fucking mad. Not so sure about this one, whether this is a real one. I might have a look. I've not looked at the trophy list, by the way, so I have no idea. Some nominees. Are these actual nominees this time? Because it is a really cool game. I can imagine it winning something. Creators surprisingly down to earth. 50% off designer hat. But a small creature owns the other half. Oh, wow. That's so good. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. Dead Stanley with the woman.
Je suis dans la mémorisation, c'est sur la pluie des loups.
Little Stanley. Oh, it's an actual little floof. Oh. Wait a minute. The music is... It's beautiful, but I think she's singing about the memory zone.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be
his Stephanie Sterling impression is not quite on there.
Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk. with an hour of new elevator content.
Oh. Was this actually a review that hang on. We're gonna look it up. Let's see if this was actually a review that Steph Sterling wrote. Destructoid. The Stanley Parable. Can you not? Oh, that's why it didn't autocomplete. I searched the Stanley Parable. Let's see what we got. Does it come up with a... Did that seriously just delete my... For God's sake. Destructoid. The Stanley Parable. Review. Written by Jim Sterling. Yeah, did give it a 10. Awesome. Huh. So that was an actual review. That's great. I like Jim/Stephanie Sterling. Always entertaining. Weird obsession with boglins, but Person of the Year, Stanley.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in
Carpet
games,
textures.
and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
This is actually really cool. It's like they're going on like their own nostalgia trip, which is fine. Preparing snake oil salesman wrote. I can't quite read it. My eyes are apparently not functioning. Wait, we came in from...
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
Oh, there was down here as well, wasn't there? Right?
Wait.
Yeah.
Hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Uh-oh.
What's this? What's down here?
Why do I always try and get a drink? I know I can't.
Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games.
Oh, brilliant.
I haven't looked at these in years.
Oh, this is...
What's
Okay.
been collecting down
I
here.
know what this is going to be. This is going to be so good. Please.
Well, weren't they?
Yes.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
So that person left a negative review, but they had played the game for 2.9 hours, which is enough to get multiple endings. So they were obviously intrigued enough to keep pushing through. So I think they're being a little bit of a whiny bitch, considering the amount of time they spent on it and the amount of money they probably paid for it. But hey, Pressurized Gas. Assuming it was a real review, of course. It might not have been. But it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, from what I've heard, Steam reviews are kind of a bit disastrous a lot of the time.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good. For someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking. I always, well, to be honest, I have always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did.
Oh, he's all self-conscious.
Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps
Aww.
the Stanley parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Aww. But an actual Sterling said it was really good, so yeah. You've got that going for you.
What's this
Oh,
one got to
man.
say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded
I'm sorry,
explanations of what's
9.8
happening.
hours?
I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't.
Are they going to start, like,
Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews.
integrating,
only positive reviews of the Stanley parable.
like,
That's my
newfangled
motto.
game
It's
mechanics
always been my motto.
into it?
I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley.
And then
Yes,
showing
a
how it
skip
can be
button
terrible.
We shall have.
I reckon it's going to be like, we'll get the skip button and it'll like malfunction or something and it'll keep skipping, or like we won't be able to stop it from skipping. And it will like completely break the game or something. Okay, well that's obviously where we're meant to go. I mean, I'm assuming... Why would I even try and interact with that? Okay.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered.
Okay.
No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here,
I want to hear him
we'll
talk.
pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices are what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah.
He sounds like me when I'm trying to talk
We've eaten
normally.
too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... The story and the choices, or what have you,
okay.
and therefore, by becoming it is, so
So
on
we're
and so
looping?
forth, until inevitably we...
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you're back, you see. You
Anything
were
different?
only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was
different.
plenty of time for me to deliver a long,
anything
rambling
different?
monologue full of unnecessary verbal
There's gotta be something
flourishes
appearing
and
back
lengthy
here.
ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay. So my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by
that makes
articulating a
sense.
choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless thought Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history.
Manifesto.
See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate,
good.
We're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor.
Alright, let's do it.
It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
Treatise, manifesto.
Treatise,
manifesto.
Treatise, manifesto.
Manifesto.
Manifesto. Treatise.
Wait.
Manifesto.
Okay, I think this might go on forever.
Manifesto.
We'll go 5,
Treatise. Manifesto.
4,
Treatise.
3,
Manifesto. Treatise.
2,
Manifesto.
1.
Treatise. Manifesto.
Yeah.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over.
Okay.
I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works.
Let's see. How does Steam reviews work?
Perhaps that would have been a smart thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making the skip button.
Edit.
Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is who runs pressurized gas will instantly run out
yes,
and
yes, you can.
a new feature to make it
you can
possible
edit
to
your
edit
Steam reviews.
Merely because of this
I think you should be able to.
Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review.
No, anyone can do it.
The feature is not widely abused.
It can be abused.
Look, I would even be okay with pressurized gas altering this particular review so that it reads as something more benefit. From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary step forward in the lineage of one of the most beloved video game properties of all time.
Okay.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Isn't there a door that led into this room?
No.
I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button.
The skip button, you say?
Here before, wasn't there?
Skip button?
There was. Stanley! Stanley!
Hello?
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Uh-oh.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls a
Oh, no.
1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, damn.
Someone to talk
The
to
plant's
again.
dead.
Stanley, I think
And the
it's
lights
been a
are
week.
done.
Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time.
Oh,
Just
man.
sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing.
Oh,
Would you
man.
think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all.
Well, I am
It isn't
talking
even
back.
close,
You just
because
can't hear
I
me.
know you can't hear me once you push that button.
No, you can't
That's
hear
what
me.
I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I
Aw.
needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore.
That's kinda
I'll
sad.
give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe,
Well, I don't
Stanley,
wanna
maybe
do it,
if
but
you
I
can
do.
hear me, then maybe it means I'm real.
Oh, man.
Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps. Yes.
Oh, I think I've got
Perhaps I've been
to.
scared
Because
this
he's
whole
just
time
gonna
that if I
keep
stop
going.
speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me.
I'm sorry. Oh, man. What have I done? Wait, it's very dark.
Hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and
Oh,
about
God.
everything.
Is he gonna go psycho?
I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one
Oh,
place and not
man.
moved for one entire year? Let me
been a
describe
year.
it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo
man.
the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down
We're
into a
ruining
single instant.
the narrator's
In that
life.
instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously.
Oh, damn.
I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me.
Okay, I think... Hello? What's the noise? Creaking. There's nothing around here still. I guess there's never gonna be. I kind of still want to check it though. Okay, I think this is just silence. Damn, I think he's just gone. I think he's like... Can the narrator die? I felt like he was an otherworldly entity, but maybe he can die. Ooh. Ooh, that's piercing. Okay, we're going to do a quick lap, and then we're going to get out of here, because I don't like that noise. So where's it, like a fire alarm? Okay, we're going to get close to it for a second. Yeah, it's like a fire alarm. So the world's like collapsing around us, basically, because we're like skipping forward, presumably in years at this point.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They below screamed.
He got
They
mad
gnashed
again.
their teeth and said,
He got angry again.
Us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little
You know, like,
thumbs-down review
when
and
you-
all of their pitiful
when
demands.
you,
But
like,
then, he's talking too
absolutely
much, they said. First,
lose your
he
shit
didn't
at
entertain us,
something.
now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency. It's the lack of accountability. It's
And
the
then you, like,
unwillingness to examine with
you
an
seethe
uncompromising
over,
heart the
and then
words
you
that they
just
are
have a
speaking into
moment
the
of
world.
silence.
As though there were no
And then you
consequences
explode
for a
again.
lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course,
We've been there.
absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get
We've
these
all been
demands
there.
that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires. Every single thing demanded by every person at every moment.
Okay, we're going. Okay. Okay, I should have actually waited until I skipped again then, until we started talking about that. So yeah, that like moment when you get so angry at something that you seethe so hard that you just end up like petering out into nothing. And then you have like maybe like an hour of silence, and then it just all comes flooding back, and you're just angry again. That was just like the most relatable thing in the universe. Hello? No? Oh, no, wait. It doesn't fall when I'm standing under it. Oh. We got a little drippy drip. There was nothing behind there, right? I got distracted by the drippy drip. So, like, is he actually gone this time, then? That was quite funny. I liked that. That really got me. How far do we go? Do we just go?
Is never the end, is never the end,
It's never the end, it's never the end, it's never the end, it's never the end. That's great. He's doing what I was doing. Oh man, he is broken. Oh damn. Oh, that's gotten worse, huh? Anything behind the thing? So I guess we're just gonna keep going until we actually perish, or like the room collapses in on us or something. Or maybe like... Oh, maybe the ceiling's gonna collapse in and we can like escape out of the like top. Because like the damp is like eroding everything. That's what I think is gonna happen. Then we'll see that. Okay, I didn't expect it to happen that quickly. Although I don't think I can get up there. Rather annoyingly. Okay. Okay. Well, we're exposed to the elements now, that's good. It's actually kind of nice. I kind of like it. What was... Oh, I can't go around there. But the wall has broken, like the fence even, so we can just sort of walk over there now. Ooh. Huh. Let's go around real quick. Yeah, what was on here? Got like a backup smoke alarm, I guess? Okay. Cool. This will turn to dust now, so yeah, I guess we went forwards, like, majorly in time there. So it all grew out and then it all died. Damn. Hello? Okay. Oh, it's not like open, I don't think. I don't like it. Oh, what the? Oh no. We can't. Oh. That's kind of, it's not quite what I thought was going to happen. Well, it is what I thought was going to happen, just in a different direction to what I thought was going to happen. Uh-oh. Well. Where are we? Hello? Oh, man. Well, this is where I die. Most likely. Do we go like, should we go in like a straight line from the, like the hole? So like, this way? Okay. Oh. Okay. Was that it? Have we completed the game? That was a cool ending. I liked that ending a lot. So I guess the narrator like died along with like everything else, and then Stanley was like the last person left alive in that ending. Like, these filing cabinets are ridiculous, by the way. Who the hell designed this? Like, you can't even get into that one. Well, I mean, you can, but, like, it's a mess. How long have I got left? Should we try and quickly...
All his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We'll walk through the content door again, and we'll see if anything's changed. And if nothing's changed, then we'll say that's it. Okay. All right. Okay. So we will pick up from here next time because I'm gonna run out of time. I'm hoping there's more than like 10 minutes of content through the door, because otherwise that will be an annoying final episode. But actually, you know what? No, we can lengthen it out with like some talking and stuff, and like saying like overall impressions of the game and stuff like that. So yeah, that's so far. Like, if the rest of this DLC is as good as that first bit, then this was really good. This was really good. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Farewell.